Boom! What's happening? People in your workplace are not your friends. What do I mean by that? I mean that they're not here to be your support or listen to your dreams or listen to the things you want to do, anything outside of this realms of the 9 to 5. So you got to refrain from telling them stuff which you might feel is cool or necessary to be able to speak about. You understand these things probably when you get to your 30s, innit? Because there's so many people that are salty as hell. So people are in this frame of mind, just because I ain't winning, I'm going to make sure everyone else ain't winning. And I've noticed this, yeah, because I watched a clip online, and it was people who are 70 years old, yeah, what are their regrets? And most of their regrets is not being nice towards people. So now you know that people do this intentionally, not be nice to people, and they know they're not being nice, but they're doing it because it's just something they feel like it's necessary to do. I just want that aesthetics in the back. One sec. Should have set that up before. But anyway, right. So I've realized myself going through stuff and working at different places that everyone isn't there for you as a friend or anything like that. They're just there because this is a job opportunity for them. They're there because they need to work, they need to make money. You hear them tell you stories and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean that it's a safe place for you to start telling your stories. And you never know when you could be the victim. Do you get it? Like, what I always saw going to different workplaces, and this is something that I'll be real with people, yeah? So I used to do price work in and around London, yeah? And yeah, sometimes I'm driving nice cars, expensive cars, right? People would say to me, oh, don't park outside because the boss man might see your car. Who gives a who gives a what? The boss man might see my car. He could see his mum's car for all he likes. Who cares? But what it was that someone doesn't like you having something better than them and you working here. Do you get it? But in my head, I'm just thinking, ain't we all here just to get money? We are, but someone's judging someone. There's always someone doing it. There will always be this parallel line of men judging other men, or someone saying, oh, why have you got that? Because I ain't got that. Obviously, the things get deeper than that when you think about that situation, because people can make up their own narrative for it, how it is. But I guarantee you, anyone will tell you that the story, what I've just told you, is a factual story. Enough people say, don't park your car outside the front because, you know, the manager sits up there, then he can see your car. That's the reality, man. We're in 2025 and people still have to feel that vibe. It's not even a lie. People will say to you, you know, the jealousy, it runs deep. When someone sees you with things and sees you getting somewhere or sees you enjoying yourself, yeah, it's not the type of environment they want inside the workplace. So those work people, they're not your friends. They're not your friends because they'll tell off you straight away. They're not your friends because you came late 5 minutes and no one knew, but all of a sudden everybody knew because someone told. It's just how people are wired nowadays, isn't it? And this is not for everybody. It's not for the faint-hearted, I'll be honest with you, because at points you would feel that it's you being the problem. But if I'm the problem and I remove myself, yeah, is it still going to happen to someone else? Of fucking course it is. You know it is. Don't be dumb. That's the dumbest thing you'd ever think. People are not going to stop their actions because it upsets people. They're going to carry on doing it because they get some type of enjoyment out of it. But nobody actually ever pulls the wool off their eyes and says like, aha, we can see it's you doing it. Do you get it? But 2025 is a different time. We've got platforms. People have time to speak about people because we're trying to make, I think a lot of people are trying to make the world a little bit of a kinder place. And I realized that when, like, I was watching those videos, I watched those videos on YouTube, like I'm doing this video now. So those videos are on there when you watch them, and they've got quite a lot of millions of views, people who are 60, 65, 70 years old. What are your regrets in life? My regrets in life is that, oh, I was a bit horrible to people when I didn't really have to be like that. But in transit, do you know how many people that's messed up their life or just fucked them up to go to a next situation? They ain't getting into that thing again because they ain't doing that because of the experience, what they had with that person. And it's not just about a story or nothing. These things run deep with people. There are a lot of scenarios. What I've been in myself, you know, when it comes to work and stuff like that, I'd never put myself in them places again. Crazy. Those people are mad disrespectful. One time and one time only. I have to see it for myself, innit? Sometimes people might tell you that don't go over there, but you go over there to see what it's like for yourself, innit? You want to find out. So you find out for yourself. And then you might say to yourself, nah, that's not for me. That's not for me. People can't be treating me like that. And that's a reality for some people. And the friendship thing at work, you know, if you're young, you might believe in that because you possibly do not have any friends which stem from a 10-year point to point. That's a friend. Anyone that's under that, it's just an associate, someone you know. And again, even those relationships you have to keep up. But I've been working for people before, and I said it before, I said it on my channel, which is I had a manager that said to me, Jay, like, I'm not racist, I got black mates and all that. I'm saying to him, who asked you that? Nobody. You're telling me that for what reason? Me and you can't talk about nothing. There isn't nothing that we can talk about. Idiot. And he knows that. But I realized a long time ago that every situation which I get myself into, whether it comes to work or whatever like that, I've got to study people. As weird as it sounds. Do you get it? I've got to work people out. There's a lot of suspect people at work. Trust me. I'm telling you, I've sat with them all week, listened to what they said. And I still just can't figure it out. I don't try to figure it out because life is not about figuring out who is. It's just people that come into your contact. Like, you want to know the people you're surrounding yourself with within those 40 hours of the week. You want to know if them people are positive or you can talk to them on a level. Most people, you can't really talk to on a level, period. Because they're not here for that. They're not here for any type of level of support for anybody. And that's just a factual thing. So I wouldn't be telling my managers, my colleagues, someone who sits next to me, anything about my personal life. I've realized that why you have to keep that part of your life just to you, because they're not your friends. They're not here for you. They will tell HR that you do something. The rat race of life is one of the deepest things, what's going on now. Like, the way how people will trample, grab you down, say something about you, remove you from the situation to be able to make themselves look better. And it's all negative, but like, they will say it's like chess. It's like a game. But your life can't be like a game, can it? And that's why some people can't really build. And I know they can't build. They're just in denial with themselves. I just keep it honest with people when I come on these lives and I tell people about, simple things like this, like people who you work with are not your friends. It's just something you got to get used to saying and used to understanding. And it's not like you go places or I go places and I have this like, I'm not talking to you vibe. I talk to all of these people. Of course, I would talk to you. If I'm going to work with you, I'm going to sit next to you and we're going to be colleagues for a month, a year, 6 months. We're going to speak. We're going to speak about stuff. I'm not going to hold back. But again, I'm going to know to myself that you're not the person to be talking about that stuff, because I've spoke to people about things, and again, the conversation has went left because they think that we can talk about certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone might be talking to me about something what's happening in the news. I say to them, do you know what? I'm not really interested in politics and all that. It's not my thing. Respectfully, I don't have an opinion on this thing. Stop telling me about what you've learned off of the BBC. That's as far as I might go about it, because I don't care. I'm not interested in getting into conversations which definitely will rise to like arguments or debates, or someone saying, "Oh, I don't believe in this." It's cool, man. Shut up then. Just shut up. Let's not talk about that. We can speak about anything else. And it's irrelevant as well, because what could you or I do to change the situation which is going on, or to enlighten each other about it? I don't want to know, and you just want to tell me. Again, there has to be some type of medium to it. But when you get to your 30s, yeah, there's a lot of things that start clicking in it. Starts to clicking in your brain, like, you know what? This is all a game. All this work, fake friendships, nonsense conversations about nonsense. It's dumb. Do you know what I mean? And when you break the layers down, the only real true friends you have got are the people that are outside all of that. All these other people, they're just people who you bump into. Doesn't mean that you should talk a lot to them. And when I used to see some people who used to be really like just keep themselves to themselves, I'd be like, oh, maybe other people think that they're a bit weird. They're not weird. They're just cautious of talking too much or talking to the wrong person. And I suppose that's what keeps some people like rooted or like grounded within what they want to do, or maybe what they're trying to achieve outside. And again, you can take that approach sometimes, but you just like, you could fall into the trap of just like, you know what, it just happened, innit? Like, we started speaking, blah, blah, blah. I've done it for some people that I know that are not even like good people, yeah? I've just tried to like show them what a good friend is to them. Do you get it? I've tried to show you what a good friend is, because I know you don't have no friends. That's a fact. And again, people will still they will do the worst. They will let you down. And don't ever think that you have like a bond with those people, because at no time at all are any of those people being genuine with you. None at all. It's just a facade. I always told students when I first came into college, you know, you got to be an actor, a good actor for your parents, innit? You see, with me, you're never going to win any awards because it's all acting. But act it. Act like you're a plumber. But there's many people who act like they've had life experience, but none at all. Because they may be adults, but they've never learned from their mistakes. They've never said to people, oh, do you know what, openly, yeah, I messed this up for someone else because I didn't like them. And that's just being honest with yourself. Like, this whole allowing yourself to be honest, it's not an adult thing, it's a personal thing. The reason why I can come and tell these stories, yeah, is because a lot of these scenarios and situations, I'm well over. I'm over enough so I don't express any anger or hate or any disparity. Like, I don't, like, it is what it is, isn't it? If I'm not learning and I'm not helping other people learn, it's like I'm not really doing my job as a person. It's to learn from my mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, it's normal to make mistakes, but it's abnormal to keep doing them to others to bring satisfaction to yourself. That's what's abnormal. But there's many men like this, and women as well. You know, in the workplace. The workplace is one place I think will start to be like a ghost town soon, because the new Gen Zs they ain't putting up with all that stuff. They know it's weird what you do. I know it's weird what you do, but it's just the behavior. Like I said, people just want to get on with their life, innit? But you can't do that, innit? Nowadays, you've got to be some robot where you just don't talk, don't see, don't say, and you just shut up. Again, that gets some people where they want to be in life, and that gets some people not where they want to be. But living in your own truth is something that I've always wanted to have for myself, innit? Like, I don't tell every single tale what someone's told me. Of course not. Some things are definitely personal, but other things, if they want to say it, I will say that they said it. You know, I worked for a college a couple of years ago, and I had a radio interview. Yeah, and someone said to me, the question was, is there equality in the construction industry? Yeah, I can't remember what year this was. I said no, definitely not. I said no, definitely not, because when you look at someone like me, if I go to most workplaces, there's no one else that looks like me, being an engineer, being a manager, or being a director. I could do that when I went to any college. I've been to about 11 colleges in and around London. Yeah, none of the head of construction are looking like me. None of the managers looking like me. Again, it's just weird, like we live in a mixed, diverse place, and no one had a problem with me saying this on the radio. And don't get me wrong, the radio obviously publicized the conversation which I had. It might still be online now. But I was working at a college at a point, and someone said to me, "Oh, do you say like Black Lives Matter and all that type of stuff?" I said, "No, man. I say what I want. Why? What's your problem?" He goes, "Oh, because someone said that he said something a bit controversial online." Who said that? I said that. Oh, it was Craig, the guy that runs the college at this place. I can't remember Craig's full name, but if I could, I would just tell you the full name, because Craig's an idiot and he knows he is. But anyway, I went to see him. So I said, what's this about I'm saying stuff that's controversial? He goes, yeah, because you said there wasn't diversity. I said, you're a fanboy of me from social media. You told me that when we first met. Like, you've messaged me a few times. Again, I can't be bothered to find his account on Instagram and all that. It's beside the problem. So I said, so what? So what, you don't expect me to be able to speak how I want to feel in this situation? He goes, oh yeah, but you don't need to say that. Why is it you feel that you could tell me what to say about something what someone's asking me? They're not asking you. They don't care about your opinion. Do you get it? Before that, we was like workmates, buds and all that. Man wanna show me his tools and all that. Oh, look, I got this Milwaukee stuff, and yeah, I don't pay for tools. And you work here, so what's the point in buying loads of tools? Because you're working here. You're not doing any work. It's a bit backwards unless you got some plan. Anyway, we move. I thought that was a mad thing for someone to say to me at the time, but I do understand how influence works and numbers and stuff like that. But this is not some crazy numbers that I had on it. Again, why that should bother someone else, I don't know. But again, look, simple situation. We've turned from workmates, buds and all that, to like, you shouldn't say this. Why? They didn't ask you, they asked me. And I'd always thought about that, and I thought, it's weird how this person asked me that. But I always knew that this person's not my mate or nothing, Like, the amount of times this person said, oh, give me a shout. Like, I didn't call him. Crazy. Ain't got time for that. And I did, and I always will be super transparent about my interactions with people and that type of thing, because it's to show awareness, innit? These people are not your friends. These people are colleagues. Don't get upset about how people feel about you. Just be able to explain it to others. And that's what all I wanted to do today, was explain loads of different situations with different people. Like I said, to the person that asked me something at work, who I said, I'm having a bit of problems on this site, da 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 da. I said the specific words was, I'm having a bit of problems on this site with this specific person due to how they're asking me to do certain stuff and demanding and talking to me in rude ways. Oh, do you think it's racism? I never said that. I never said that to you once. I don't feel that way towards that person at all. Oh, but I'm cool because I've got black mates and all that. I didn't ask you that. I knew you was weird from when you supported QPR as well. So, you know, them little QPR boys think there's something else, but that's just another story. But anyway, I learned from these scenarios, and you should learn from these scenarios as well, which is that these people, they're not your friends. Don't hold it personal. Like, you may go and have lunch and all that, but to be honest, it's best to be on your own mission, because to complete your mission, you need full focus on yourself. And sometimes focusing and being like pals and mates and all this stuff at work, it's just not necessary, isn't it? It's necessary for the time being. When you're at work, you get along with each other, you be cordial, you be respectful. Respectful is the first thing. But being all mates and saying that these people are your friends, cut that out, man. It's 2025. Even in '05, I realized that none of these people were my friend. So like 2025 is a crazy thing to be thinking that any type of colleagues or any type of people are your mates. They're not. Let's just keep it a buck. They don't come to your house. You don't go to their house. You don't even know where they live. You should never invite them to your house. Period. And I'll be on God with that when it comes to like what I do as work. And most people know what I do. So, you know, it's not a thing like that. And any of the people that I've worked with at points, I've not been disrespectful or rude to them or anything like that. Because remember, I have social media platforms over YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Nobody don't write no comments underneath my things and says, oh, this guy's a bad person, or this guy was da 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 da. Because they would like to do that to tarnish my name from Mr. London Plumber, because, you know, they know my real name and they know that that's me, innit? Nobody does that, because I don't do that. But I can tell the transparent stories to people, because even though it's not my Mr. London Plumber job, it's my day job, which pays for that. Do you get it? So that fuels that. So that's why I just tell people about it, because, yeah, man, in your 30s, tell the reality stories of the things which mold you, but also which could break people at the same points, innit? And some of them are friendships and fake friendships. I know a lot of plumbers, yeah. And I've worked with a few plumbers when I was coming up and stuff like that, and used to see me do videos with them. They start to do their own thing, which is good, because every man wants to do their own thing at some point. But I always say to people that, like, you know, staying in contact and stuff like that. And some people might say to me, like, oh, you do so much stuff, I don't know, like, you're busy and blah blah blah. But these people, I would have classed some of them as they're my mates, they're my friends, they're my real friends. We don't reason all the time, but they're people who I know I can rely on. There's someone who I know I can always have a conversation with, and there's someone who I know always keeps good energy and wants the best for me, innit? They're happy if I told them that I was doing something, and equally I would be happy for them if they told me they've got a big project or they've managed to secure a nice job or whatever. I would be excited for them. And if they said there was a money to make, or let's make some money together on this thing, they're the first people that I would shout. The other people, no, I wouldn't shout them at all. But again, these are just some things that I've learned during my time of working with different people. Gauge the situation, work people out. That's the best thing you can do, man. be standoffish a little bit at the beginning, because you need to suss out the situation. Sometimes people set you up for a trap, and I've known that, and it's bad because that will just mess you up, you know. But just be wary of people, because the rat race and jumping on people's back, and what someone will do to bring you down is real. It's real in all situations. Again, sometimes people don't want to see you pull up with that Mercedes. They don't want to see you pull up with that Audi. They don't want to see you pull up in a BMW. They want to see you pull up in a Skoda. Do you get it? If they've got a Mondeo, they want you to only have Fiesta money. It's not a kick to the guys with the Fiestas, but guys know what I'm talking about. That's guy chat there. They want you to be a Fiesta boy. We Bentley boys. We ain't got time for that foolishness. Like, share, and subscribe, and learn something from what I'm saying to you, because these are like my scenarios, what happened to me, innit? So the reason why I just tell the truth is because this is life, innit? One day it's going to be over, and these things are not really going to matter. But while you're in it, they matter, because learning how to play chess in this game of these people are not my friends is the best moves that you can do. On that note, that was a vibe. Subscribe. See ya. Let's get it. We out.